Good morning. I'm going to speak about the Stoic philosophy, and the best master in Stoic philosophy is Marcus Aurelius, who is the Roman emperor, and he was the only philosopher king who ruled the Roman Empire. And he wrote a book in his tent when he was controlling the wars, writing for himself every night or every morning, I don't know, but he wants to understand life as an emperor and to be a just person, not affected by the other, and to how to respect others, even they are lower than him in status. But he said, I'm connected to them by the humanity. We are all human. So the book, the meditation, I think it should be taught in schools, primary schools, secondary school, but in a simplified way, to teach our children and young people how to live. But this video is not about all Stoic philosophy. It is about what are the signs you are changing in your mind, in your life. Why? Because now I am on the fourth book, translating from English to Arabic, a book, Mind Over Mood, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, 20 years old, but it is still valid. Another book about emotional intelligence or emotional maturity. And a third book, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And now I'm starting with Ageless Brain by Dr. Del Britson, who has the first program to prevent Alzheimer. And he wrote a book, and I have read that book. So if you want to understand these things, go to the Arabic videos, open ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence, which I consider human intelligence, and ask him to translate into English and listen. Even if it is in Arabic, it can translate it to English or any language, Chinese, anything. It's very easy. But you need two devices. One device which will speak the video in Arabic, and then you ask another device, the ChatGPT will translate for you. But you need to put a few lines because the ChatGPT get confused, especially the free app, not the one you pay £20. Only 4 lines. Stop the video and listen in your own language. It's now very easy to translate. So now, what is this science in the Stoic philosophy? We show you that you are getting better. How? We will listen and then I will explain. Mainly you will feel uncomfortable. Why? Because you are leaving your old habits. And 2, you like the silence. And silence is not weakness, it is strength. And 3, you don't get approval from others. You get approval from within. Self-worth, well-being, confidence, resilience, all these things is inside you. You don't get approval or validity from others. In medicine now, and in NHS, and many consultants leave NHS and go to Arabia and Gulf because they ask for validity. They have to get every year validity about their work, which is measured by the outsider, and they hate it. I saw 2 British consultants in Qatar. I said, why do you leave Britain? It is advanced country. He said, no, it's not good. Because the others in the hospital, nurses, workers, they write about us reports. So we leave. It's not worth it. Because a doctor who is responsible, he should validate himself from within. So how these outsiders who are lower in knowledge or in wisdom or in medical, they validate you. So what happened now? It is just a new business. So the consultant gives somebody to write a report of validity and they submit it to the work. Business on paper. The truth, there is no truth. So it is all false. Anyway, we have to listen to
transform. It rarely announces itself loudly. Change arrives quietly, almost invisibly. And if you're seeing these signs, understand, a new chapter is unfolding for you. One you feel disconnected from old habits and old people. Not
old
because
habits.
you're bitter, but because you're growing. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. Your soul is preparing for something bigger. 2, you're suddenly exhausted by anything fake or shallow. Your tolerance for drama, gossip, or meaningless energy drops to 0. This is your inner self choosing peace over chaos. 3, you crave solitude more than ever. Alone time becomes fuel for your clarity. The Stoics believed solitude wasn't isolation, it was strength. 4, you feel uncomfortable in your current life. Not because you're failing, but because you've outgrown the person you used to be. Growth always feels like pressure before it becomes freedom. 5, your priorities are shifting. What used to matter doesn't matter anymore. You're starting to value purpose, discipline, and authenticity. 6, you start noticing repeating signs, patterns, or moments of clarity. As if life is guiding you toward a direction you can't ignore. 7, you're losing interest in pleasing others. You stop living for approval and start living for truth. 8, you feel a strange mix of fear and excitement. That's the sign of a breakthrough forming. Fear means you're stepping into the unknown. Excitement means your spirit is ready. 9, your intuition is louder than ever. You're beginning to trust your inner voice, the one the Stoics called your guiding reason. If these signs are showing up in your life, don't resist the change. You're not losing yourself. You're meeting the strongest version of who you were meant to become. A new chapter is opening. Walk into it with courage. Your life is about to change forever. If you notice the 9 signs, your life.
So, this is a few things which I hope it will be helpful. How to focus on the self, how to be in peace with the self, and you don't get approval from others, from yourself. If you are authentic, if you are original, if you are really deep in knowledge, it is you who is most important. Because according to the philosopher Epictetus, we cannot control others. They are outside our control. In his book, The Enchiridion, we have to control ourselves. Even ourselves, sometimes it is very hard to control it, especially when we want to stop the bad habit. Stop eating too much sugar. Stop being lazy and sedentary and don't do exercises every day. Stop not doing good sleep. Stop. We are late in our morning and don't expose our eyes to the sunrise to regulate our biological clock. And then our hormones will be balanced. So it is you who is the most important thing in life. You came to this life alone, unless you have a twin. Also, he follow you, not the same time. You have your space, you have your time, and then the twin will follow you. And then you go alone. So learn how to be alone and how to be in peace with yourself when you are alone. And it is the best gift when you live alone without the interference of others. Because everybody of us is unique. Everybody of us. Your husband, your wife, your child, your daughter, your son, your friend. Different genes, different environment, different brain, how perceive the environment, different experiences, different diseases. And the same with diseases. Every person, his disease is personal. It's not the same. Inflammatory bowel disease is a name. It is umbrella for thousands and thousands of degrees of inflammatory bowel disease and all diseases. No patient similar to that. So now we are aiming to personalized medicine, precision medicine, planned for the person alone. This is the trajectory of functional medicine and integrated medicine. I wish you good day and good health and good brain health, and try to translate Arabic videos by ChatGPT, which is artificial intelligence. But you need two devices, one to listen and the other to translate. Thank you.